10 things that you need to know before moving to Austin, Texas. Now, when it comes to Austin, Texas, there's a whole lot that we can talk about. The art scene in Austin, we can talk about the music scene in Austin, we can talk about the amazing restaurants and all the good food that they have here, but I don't think those things rank particularly too high on your list of reasons for why you should move to Austin, Texas. I think in this video, I want to cover the more important aspects, the housing situation and job opportunities and the schools, and whether or not Austin is a safe place to live. So let's just get right into all of those details. The first thing that you need to know is that Austin is a major relocation hub. Texas is the fastest growing state in the country, and Austin is one of the fastest growing cities in all of the country. So where are all the people moving in from? Well, according to the Austin Chamber, people are moving in from within the state, from cities like Dallas and Houston and San Antonio. And for people that are moving in from out of state, they're coming in from areas like California and the Northeast, New York, New Jersey, as well as areas like Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Illinois, and Florida. Now, all of this rapid growth does have some ramifications. For example, Austin was not ready for such a large influx of new people, and so you will see construction projects all throughout the Austin area where they're widening the streets or creating new freeways and new roads. Being a relocation hub also means that there's been a change in the culture. Austin had always prided itself on its motto, which is keep Austin weird. Now, I still think Austin is plenty weird in certain areas, but it's definitely becoming more commercialized and definitely becoming more corporate. And it makes sense with so many tech companies moving into the area. It's really attracting a lot of working professionals, and so the environment is becoming a lot more professional. And lastly, with Austin being a relocation hub, that means that so many people that have moved here have left behind their friends and family, and they're moving here with an apprehension of whether they are going to establish a new community of friends. And so this leads me to an anecdotal story. In 2019, my family and I, we moved from Northern California, the Bay Area, to Austin, Texas. We did leave behind friends and family, and when we moved here, we were wondering if it would be difficult to make new friends. We bought a house in a new housing community, and we quickly realized that everyone else who bought in that community is also either from out of state or they're new to that community, and everybody had a similar mindset, which was they were open to making new friends. It was very easy to establish new relationships within our community. And now, on a weekly basis, we'll spend time at one another's homes. We'll have backyard barbecues. We'll swim in my pool, and we'll spend a lot of time on outings together. I wanted to mention this story because if you are somebody that's living out of state or in another city within Texas, and you're wondering if it's easy to make friends moving into Austin, let me tell you, so many people are moving in with the same mindset. I don't think it'll be difficult at all to create a whole new circle of friends. The second thing that you need to know before deciding to move to Austin is about the housing situation. Now, at the peak of the market in April of 2022, the median home price in the Austin area was $550,000. Since then, home prices have come down, and it's currently sitting at $425,000. However, that's still higher than the median average in the US, which is at $408,000. So overall, buying a home in the Austin area is a little bit more costly, a little bit more expensive than the national average. But what's really skewing the median price is that the city of Austin itself has gotten to be very expensive. So if you're looking to buy within Austin proper, be ready to pay top dollar. But the good thing is that the suburbs around Austin are still relatively affordable, and that's where we're seeing most of the new home sales. Areas like Kyle and Dripping Springs and Leander, Liberty Hill, Georgetown, Pflugerville, Manor, Hutto, you name it. Those suburbs are growing rapidly, and they're growing rapidly because home prices are still relatively affordable in those areas. Also, the term affordable housing is subjective. So when I talk to local Austinites, they cannot believe how high the home prices have gone over the last couple of years. However, if you're somebody that's living in the West Coast or in the Northeast, home prices in the Austin area are much lower than what you are currently used to. And so whether housing is affordable or not largely depends on your current situation. So overall, home prices in the Austin area still present a great opportunity. The other thing that makes housing so attractive in the Austin area is new construction homes. Now, of course, there are plenty of resale homes available on the market, but I think what's really drawn so many people to buy in the Austin area is the ability to buy a brand new home. Now, if you live in a densely populated area, like for example, the West Coast or the Northeast, you understand how expensive new construction properties can be. And that's mainly because in densely populated areas, there's not a lot of land available for sale where a developer can come in and build a new housing community. On the rare occasions where that does happen, those homes are available for sale at top dollar. They're super expensive. And so the suburbs around Austin present a great opportunity for someone to come in and buy a brand new home, some starting in the high 200,000s, maybe the low 300,000s. And those homes could be 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2,000 plus square feet, which makes it very attractive for someone to move into the Austin area. Let's talk about job opportunities in the Austin area. First, some statistics for you. The unemployment rate in Austin is currently, at the time of this video, it's at 2.9%, and the national average is 3.3%. This is a good indicator that residents in the Austin area are well employed. Austin, like many other big cities, offers an array of different career opportunities, but what is really starting to set it apart is its growth in the tech sector. Now, Austin had already pre-established itself as a bit of a tech hub with companies like IBM and Google and Facebook and Dell already having campuses here. But now with the addition of other tech companies moving into the area, companies like Oracle and Tesla and Samsung, it's really established itself as a major player in the tech sector. A few years ago, due to the pandemic, a lot of employers had started to let their employees work remotely, and this allowed people to be very mobile. And I think it's one of the reasons why we're seeing such rapid growth in the Austin area is once people have the option to leave their home state and move wherever they want to move, Austin has become one of the top destinations. Now, although many people are working remotely, and a lot of people here in Austin have remote positions and their employers are out of state, they want to move to Austin because they understand that at some point in the future, they want to switch jobs. There are plenty of opportunities to do so here in Austin. Up next on our list is Austin's crime rate and whether or not Austin has safe neighborhoods. The rate of violent crime is 467 per 100,000 residents. Back in 2019, it was 411 per 1,000 residents, which means that there's been a 14% increase in violent crime over the last 4 years. Austin's current rate of 467 violent crimes per 100,000 residents is 41% lower than the national average, which is 795 violent crimes per 100,000 residents. And so what that means, of course, is that relatively speaking, compared to all the other big cities, Austin is considered to be a much safer place. If you are thinking about moving into the Austin area, in particular, you're thinking about moving into one of the suburbs of Austin, you should know that it is a good decision because those areas are considered to be relatively very safe. Now, do keep in mind that Austin is a big city, and what we've seen all across the US is an uptick in crimes. And so that's no different than what we're seeing here. And then also all throughout the US, we're seeing the homeless situation continue to grow. And we are starting to see that within Austin itself. Now, the good news is if you live in the suburbs, you may not come across it too often. If you go to downtown Austin, you will definitely see the homelessness issue has gone up. And that is something I want to bring to your attention because I want to be forthright and honest with you so that you can make a well-informed decision on whether Austin is right for you or not. The schools in the Austin area are good. Some are really good, but they're not great yet. And let me explain. With all of this rapid growth, that means that there are a lot of new communities, and with new communities comes new schools, and each new school will have an open position for teachers. Now, if you think about this logically, those positions are going to be filled by well-qualified teachers in many instances. However, unfortunately, that means that there are going to be instances where those positions are going to be filled with less than qualified teachers. In fact, in some instances, those positions are not filled at all, and for an entire year, a class can have nothing but substitute teachers, which is a true story that I've heard on numerous occasions. Now, what I've noticed around the Austin area is as communities grow over time, they get more established, and the schools will identify the high-performing teachers, they'll identify the less than high-performing teachers, and will eventually replace them with better qualified teachers, and that'll help the rankings to go up. So if you were to look across the Austin area, there are some shining examples of where this has happened. For example, Round Rock 15 years ago was considered to be a very new community. It was just starting to grow, and now it has one of the best school districts in the area. And so that's something that you can point to and say, hey, I think this is what's going to happen in areas like Leander, which currently has a great school district, as well as areas like Liberty Hill, which has a great school district. Another shining example would be, for example, what's going on in Lakeway and their school district, which is just very, very high performing. And those are great models to have as what we can expect to occur over time as these new communities and these suburbs start to grow. Up next on the list is property taxes. And to be honest with you, I would be doing a huge disservice if we didn't talk about property taxes. Texas does not have any state income tax, and to make up for that, they rely heavily on their property taxes. Property taxes are going to vary from community to community, and that's something that's very important that you should take note of. Property taxes are made up by a bunch of different levies on your property. And these could be levies from different taxing authorities like the county and the city, probably the school district, as well as other special taxing authorities. Now, the good thing is that Texas offers a homestead exemption, and the purpose of a homestead exemption is to reduce the appraised value of your primary residence. This in turn results in a lot of savings for homeowners all throughout Texas. The weather in Austin is crazy, and really it needs to make up its mind. You've probably heard that it gets really hot here in the summertime, and in case you haven't heard, let me tell you, it gets hot in Austin in the summertime. And it's not just how high the temperatures get, but it's also for how long it lasts for. I mean, we're talking 100+ degree heat for the entire summer without a break. And so it can get really exhausting, and that's something you need to know before deciding to move to the Austin area. What's something that many people don't talk about is how cold it gets in the winter time. In many parts of the country it snows. Thankfully it doesn't snow much here in Austin. It has snowed in the few years that I've lived here. I moved here in 2019 and we had the big winter apocalypse where it snowed for about a week and a half. And then we've had a little bit of snow here and there, but overall it really doesn't snow here too much. When it rains here in Austin, it pours, and it can be especially dangerous if you're driving. So I recommend if you ever are caught in a downpour, just pull over, wait about 5 to 10 minutes, the storm will pass. Maybe the sun will come out and you can be well on your way. Now, throughout Texas in general, we do have some extreme weather conditions. For example, in southern Texas, closer to the Gulf, we have hurricane-like conditions. That's felt more in areas like Houston. Thankfully, here in Austin, we don't get hurricanes. We do get high winds from time to time. And then in the northern part of Texas, north of Dallas, from time to time, there are tornadoes. Thankfully, we don't get tornadoes here in Austin. However, I believe it was in 2022, where for a few minutes we did have a tornado touch down in Round Rock. It did cause some property damage, so I definitely want to bring that to your attention so that you can decide whether the weather here in the Austin area is for you. Overall, I would say I'm thankful that we don't have a lot of the extreme weather conditions that we see throughout the state. The cost of living in the Austin metro area is lower than the national average, and let me quickly refer to my notes here. So the median family income is $109,000 compared to $69,000 as the national average. Food costs are much lower here in the Austin area. So for example, your grocery bill will be much less. If you go out to a restaurant, your bill would be a lot lower in Austin than other parts of the country. Gas is at $2.68 per gallon at the time of shooting this video. And then Austin has average healthcare costs. So essentially what's happening here is residents in the Austin area, they're earning more and they're spending less. And then on top of that, there are no state income taxes here in Texas. So Austin residents are keeping more of the income that they earn. Traffic. Let's talk about traffic. So traffic is a growing problem here in the Austin area. With rapid expansion That means there's a lot more people that have moved here. And with more people, that means more cars on the road. And we're feeling it. We feel it in the city streets, and we're also feeling it on the freeways because the freeways during rush hour are bumper to bumper traffic. Now, the good thing is Austin has a lot of toll roads that allow you to bypass traffic. Even those toll roads now, though, are starting to become more congested, and from time to time, there's bumper to bumper traffic on the toll roads. Now, I've driven in San Antonio, I've driven in Houston and Dallas, and then out of state, I've driven in the Bay Area in California. I've driven in Los Angeles and San Diego. I've driven in New York and Washington, and I have to say that the traffic that we see here in Austin is nothing compared to what I've seen in all of those other cities. So yes, traffic is a growing problem, but I don't think it's that big of a problem yet. Austin offers a wonderful blend of big city life and country living. When I talk to my clients, they will admit to me that before they came out to Austin, their perception was that when they land here, they would be in a smaller city, and that when they look around, all they would see are people in cowboy boots and cowboy hats. And they are pleasantly surprised to see how diverse Austin is, how large of a city it is, and how modern it is. And the more I take them around, the more they fall in love with the city of Austin and all of its beautiful suburbs. I really think that you could find what you're looking for here in the Austin area. So if you want big city life, no problem, we got you. If you want to live a more quieter, more tranquil, peaceful life out in the suburbs, we got you. And if you want to live on a ranch, no problem. We have plenty of ranches, we got you. And if you want to live in a big, beautiful luxury home up in the hillside, we got you there as well. And so what I'm trying to say is Austin just has so much unique characteristics that whatever you're looking for, chances are you can find it here. And I'd like to leave you with this story. I have clients from Los Angeles, and they live about 10 minutes away from the beach. They live a great outdoor lifestyle, and they're avid tennis players. And so when they flew in, I showed them quite a few different communities, and the community that they fell in love with is in Lakeway called Rough Hollow. Rough Hollow is up in the hills. It has a lot of beautiful new homes, a lot of luxury homes, over 4,000 square feet, and it has a very, very well-renowned tennis club. And it's located just minutes away from Lake Travis. So if they had a checklist, it would have checked all of those items. It's close to the water, it has a tennis club, it's located in a beautiful community in a great school district, it's located close to shopping, and it's about 45 minutes driving distance to downtown Austin. So I'm going to leave you with that story because it illustrates that no matter where you're looking to relocate into Austin from, you can find what you're looking for. I would love to be a part of that home buying journey, so feel free to reach out to me. I have clients that will give me a call or they'll give me a text. Some will send me an email. Either way, I appreciate each and every one of them, and I appreciate how they've reached out to me through these YouTube videos. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Ahmad Homidi, and I'll see you in the next video.